Today's been a while in the making for us.
It's been so long we even have new music now.
A lot of other people got theirs before us.
But it's okay. Best things come to those who wait.
It is here, Evercade Alpha Megaman edition. Sorry to disappoint anybody that wanted to see the Street Fighter edition, but
You'll be alright. Check this one out.
yeah. I haven't opened the box yet.
Nope.
I literally just lifted it out of its shipping container.
So he wanted to make sure he had the right one, so he lifted it out of the discreet cardboard just to make sure it was the Mega Man, but we have not gone beyond that.
And here it is, to hoping that it didn't get damaged in shipping.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's a solid
It
box.
is. I mean, it's sharp corners. I think you're gonna be just fine. Maybe one day we'll get sent something early, but today's not that day.
No.
So here we go. You can see it's quite sizable.
Look at that. There's a quick start guide, which
Ooh.
you know we won't use.
No, but we like to look at pretty pictures.
Ooh, here. I'll let you open that. That looks fancy.
I'm still looking at the other one.
Yeah, that's much fancier.
Start guide. We've got all the cartridges on the back showing 40, I think it said 40 console cartridges, 12 arcades and counting. These numbers honestly have probably changed since then. They talk about it inside, the swappable marquee cartridges, how to put them in there, whatever. Let's see what this is. This is a secret envelope that's going to supply us with our next mission.
We got our plug, which, interestingly enough, this is the first device that Blaze has shipped with a power plug.
Mm-hmm. You can carry the arcade to a bunch of different countries now.
You can take it with you wherever you'd like to go.
So in this unmarked envelope with simply the Evercade Alpha seal on it came the marquees. So it looks like on one hand, and they
backlit.
Yeah, you can have light shine through it. Nice Strider, some kind of old school Strider artwork, and then you've got a Final Fight here, another classic. Also looks very cool. Two solid marquees on top of the one that's probably on there already, the Mega Man one.
And here we go. Got the plastic film taken off, which, to make it much easier, I actually just slightly loosened. But you can see now the nice clear backlit graphic up at the top. And there's a little gap right here, and you can just pull it out to change it. So whenever you're ready to change it, we got your normal buttons. You see your controller slots, the on-off button's a coin switch, volume, USB ports, headphone jack, the Mega Man art. The nice thing is the little screw covers too. They, like on the control panel, they're blue versus black, so they don't stand out terribly.
You got the speaker holes on the side.
And the speakers, and then on the back is just purely the power, which is a USB-C on this side, the universal plug on the other.
So yeah, like I was saying a minute ago, pretty cool detail, you know, from the graphic panels on the sides to, you know, the paneling around the buttons and the framework around the display to the marquee. You know, Blaze did a bang up job on that. Powering up now, you can see it lit up here, and the light really stands out from behind here. That's nice. You definitely hear the sound popping on the side
It's
here.
got its own little alpha intro. It's not your normal Evercade intro.
Nice.
It's got some sweet jams.
Of course.
Once we turned it on, we had a firmware update straight away, about 500 megs, so not terrible by any means. But you have your same interface as kind of like some of the little hypertech pockets.
We don't say that.
I didn't say blade pockets. You got the built-in games, but it's kind of cool. It actually shows a little screenshot there instead of having to click into it. I kind of like that layout. It's a
I
little
do
different.
too. It's nice.
It has a demo button. I don't know. Let's see what that does.
That's for the stores.
Oh,
That
it
it's
just
in.
shows a little video of the gameplay. That's a nice touch.
Or if you can launch right into the game.
Nope, denied.
Okay. Denied. It's okay.
Demo video.
Yeah. It tells you the name of it, the date that the game released.
And then if you go into it, you get your normal Evercade description.
Controls, how many times you played it. It's got some
So-
good colors, nice clear screen.
And then you have the Evercade cartridge slots. Show up there. Your hidden games and game of the month. The full Evercade library sales pitch deck built in.
Of course.
And your settings, which kind of, you can change the theme on it. It's got the different themes that you can choose. Otherwise, it's pretty much your normal Evercade settings. You even have the third-party controller analog support. But built in, with the Megaman one, you got your Megaman Power Battles 1, 2, Strider, Knights of the Round, Final Fight, Carrier Wing, and those are your 6 games. So, with that, this is not the deluxe one, so this is not the fancier controls, but these are still considered competition grade, which I don't know exactly what level that's supposed to mean 100%. The analog to me feels really nice. I don't get a nice feeling from the buttons.
And that was my initial thought when you were messing with the back and I was hitting the buttons. They of course, you know what I'm going to say. They're missing the clicky.
They just feel soft. They're
yeah.
not like your arcade hard pressed.
Yeah, they may hold up. That's one thing. We can't judge that, obviously, but it just doesn't feel like a arcade button.
These don't feel like they have the resistance. They feel more like a keyboard, like a non-mechanical keyboard, just your regular keyboard.
They don't have the spring back that you're kind of wanting.
No, they kind of
they come up, but it's just
it's a little.
Yeah.
I will say though, the viewing angle in this thing screen is actually pretty good. Those do bother me a little bit.
They do. Physically though, like we've already talked about the lights, the stick, the quality of the build, the sound, everything else, top notch, no issues. It's as good or better than expected, I would say.
Yeah, and I think the screen is super nice. I mean, the screen is I think this is probably one of the better screens I've seen on any of these arcades, like the arcade 1-ups and things like that. I think this looks a lot more clear than even the larger, Blitz screen we have behind us.
You've got the light up kind of the fake coin slot there.
Yeah, it lights up for the power button.
And then the volume controls right below that. It's a plus minus rocker. You've got the two player USB ports. headphone jack right there.
So I will say the joystick does feel very nice.
It sounds good too.
And the sound is good. The sound's actually surprisingly pretty clean sounding. I mean,
you got your Maniac Cop music going. You probably don't remember Maniac Cop.
mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. For the 3 people that do.
Yeah, you're my peeps.
I mean, the build is definitely like it. I feel like if you're playing this hard and beating it up, you're not gonna like start breaking the machine.
Right.
Like on some of the full size arcade 1-ups, you feel them like shaking and moving around.
Yeah.
And then it does have, this is one thing I was curious on that no one really mentioned I've seen. It has nice rubber stoppers on the bottom, so if you're playing an intense fighting game on here, you're not gonna start knocking it off the table.
You might punch a hole through the screen inadvertently, but
yeah, so
even that actually.
Yeah, I think so. It's got a cover over it.
Solid cover.
Yeah.
None of it comes off as flimsy. The questionable buttons would be the only thing that, and we can't even say yet because we haven't played it. Maybe the buttons play fine.
I mean, they probably play fine. They're just not my preferred button style for an arcade. I want the mash feeling.
Everything else, you don't feel like the graphics are going to come off.
I did watch a video the other day where someone's like, because this was $240, and then the price goes up now. It's been released, and someone's like, "Well, I could build my own for that price." And it's like,
it's not a challenge. I mean,
well,
it's something you just want or don't want, but keep in mind the extra library of games you can now play on a arcade-like device.
Yeah, I mean, if this is going to be for you or not.
Right.
It's as simple as that. It's nothing. There's nothing surprising about it.
No,
It's not
the
doing
screen,
anything magical.
literally this big as your face, and so don't expect to come out of the box and be like, oh dear God, what's with the tiny screen? I mean, you should be able to tell it's that big.
I personally do not see this being a 2-player machine ever. Even if you both sat back with a controller.
I mean, I feel like we could right here on this and be okay with it,
but
not if one person's using this though.
You could be okay, but I feel like most people that have this probably have an Evercade of some sort, potentially.
Unless they're just starting their collection now.
That's true. I mean, it'd be an interesting place to start your collection, I guess.
They would,
because it's for mini arcades.
Right.
You buy this once, and then you buy a bunch of $20 arcade cartridges, and all of a sudden you have a little party cade that has a couple hundred games. So I mean,
possible.
Like, I personally will not be playing this 2-player because I have a Versus, and I'd rather sit next to a TV.
Now, in terms of the Marquee.
So since the deluxe edition came with 6 marquees, this regular one comes with the 3. So you got Power Battle, Final Fight, and Strider, which they're all nicely made backlit. It's not like a thin piece of paper. And
they have the little tiny ridges here that sticks in the sides. Kind of cool. I know in the past when we did our video on the thoughts of that before it came out, I was a little suspect. Now that I'm holding this and know that you can change it, I'm not quite as against it. That doesn't mean I'm for it, but it's a nice change of pace to, I guess, change it to a different one.
It's going to remind me of like when you went to the arcades and they did a conversion on the arcade. You have completely different side graphics than the Marquee.
Yeah,
that's the only thing about this design. They did it on this one and the Street Fighter one. I understand they're matching the arcade, but I kind of wish they didn't label the buttons with shoot, jump, change weapon, because that just bothers me because it's literally the controls for 2 games out of
I was
hundreds.
gonna say that doesn't hold true for a lot of them.
Like, I understand it's for the Megaman to go with it, but I wish it just would have had just ABR1 like they did XY
right.
L1.
ABR1 and good luck. Figure it out as you play.
Yeah.
Just like at an arcade.
And then the only other thing that does concern me a little bit, I feel like I might need dust covers for the slots because the pins are just
They're
exposed.
Yeah.
They are wide open. So if this is sitting on a counter, unless I'm leaving cartridges permanently plugged in, which I might have to get the covers from the company that should not be named. Pockets.
Go take one off. Let's see if we can do it. Let's do something nobody else has. Let's put a little super pocket cover on there. See what it looks like.
I'm sure it's just fine. Here's the one from the Atari one. And it just, yeah, I mean, it'd slide right in there. So
actually, the Atari one looks great.
Yeah.
It matches perfectly. So
I kind of wish, I wish they would have had something to cover that, just because I'm worried about the longevity of the
Blaze,
machine.
Sell those separately. Sell like 2 for $5.
Otherwise, I mean, the build quality I'm still quite impressed by. Like, I didn't have to do anything. It just came built.
So one thing we do want to try to take this a step further that we need to know, and I think the world needs to know based on our recent video.
Does our THRUSTMASTer work on it?
We need to know, will the THRUSTMASTer work on the Alpha?
It better.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
not a complete review unless you've done that. No other YouTube review out there is complete. So we enabled third-party controller support. It actually gave the name of this.
The weird part is it's enable third-party analog support.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the controller doesn't get detected. But once you enable that,
it knew what this was.
Our flight stick is there.
We mapped it our own way. I inverted the flight stick. We're gonna play a side scroller airplane game just because it's a native game on here. Let's go for it. All right. Insert coin.
Did you insert the coin?
Alright.
It's our new favorite way to play Evercade games.
Good luck. You'll need it.
I'm gonna watch you play in reverse and see how bad it is.
Alright. I even got a bomb button program.
Yeah, this time we did it a little bit better. We actually hit the trigger is the A button to shoot, and then we put
this is awesome.
Bomb button up top. And this was not how this game was played in the arcades.
No, this is way better. Oh, look at that. Bomb the top of it.
Man.
This is great. This is fantastic.
It makes me really want to find an old steering wheel controller. Because clearly the new ones didn't do it. But there's got to be like one of those cheap Switch ones or something that you might be able to work. I mean, looks like you're doing stuff, so... I mean, all honesty, this is better than I've seen you play any of these side-scrolling games.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Maybe you need to use this all the time.
I mean, I wouldn't be against it because it's a whole new element of fun.
Man, that is amazing.
They got me. Okay. All right. So it passed the test. The THRUSTMASTER on the Evercade never fails us. Love it.
This is the best Evercade controller you can find on the market.
Any airplane games on there? We were trying to think if there was others. That,
there's tons of side scrollers. We were trying to think of any other 3D.
Honestly, and I know I didn't get to really use this in that. This was awesome in a side scroller. That felt great. That was just right for a flight game. I would totally unpack this thing. I'm definitely more on board than I was, you know, beforehand. This probably helped, even though it was,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know, unintended.
the only cons are there's no TV, there's no HDMI out, which has been clear from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And then to me, the buttons work fine. They're just not my preference for an arcade button.
Right.
That's the only issues I have with this.
I wonder if anyone's
Package.
replaced those yet.
I think they're supposed to be fairly easy to replace,
So,
which
you know, that's an option. I mean, shoot, if you can get your own buttons in there that are better, why not? And
I mean, I might be trying that soon because I do have extra arcade buttons. So
if we do, we can make a follow up to this and let you guys know. But yeah, the alpha is pretty cool. I like the Megaman one, the variety that's on there. I mean, I know there's, you know, a few Megaman games, but
Yeah.
I think that was a good choice, honestly.
yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. Mega Man one's the one to get in my mind, unless you're just a massive Street Fighter fan.
Right, that's the thing.
Like,
And most of the time you want to play Street Fighter against somebody, and it's probably just not the machine for it.
And this does have a couple beat 'em ups on it built in, but
Yeah.
still, to me overall, like, I plan on like putting this probably on a counter next to my desk, where if I just need a break from being on the computer, load in the arcade carts and play. And I know I'm not going to try to play Tomb Raider or anything on it. Just with these controls,
you
I mean, I might try Tomb Raider with that. That could be a given. But even that, I'll throw it on the big screen with that for Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But I would obviously unpack it. I've been looking forward to this.
Definitely worth reviewing. If you guys have any questions on it, let us know. Happy to answer. If you're on the fence, I'd fall over to the side of buying it, you know, because it's pretty
it's
sweet
nice.
little deal.
It's very nice. I am very impressed with the screen quality too. Unpack from both of us.
If you got one, let us know what you think, and we will see you guys next time. Get your flight sticks ready.